I honestly can't tell if he's a narcissist or just lost in his own lies. He blames everyone else but won't acknowledge the role he played in his own downfall. My wife vanished without warning, left me a letter with divorce papers attached. The note read, "This is what you do to cheaters." That's all. 10 years together, discarded like nothing over one stupid mistake. Now I see her, pregnant, glowing, married to someone else. It rips me apart. How could she move on so easily? Was she already involved with him while we were still married? I'm not blind to my own failures. I screwed up. I hurt her. I betrayed the woman I loved. But damn it, we had something rare. 2 years dating, 8 years married. How could one reckless mistake wipe all that out? I never even got the chance to explain. One day I came home, and everything felt wrong, like the air had been sucked out of the house. Her belongings were gone. No warning, no fight, no goodbye. Just silence and cold, dead space. On the table were divorce papers. Underneath, the note. "This is what you do to cheaters." That was the last thing I ever received from her. 2 years. 2 years without a single word. 2 years of clawing at the void she left behind. I tried calling her, texting her. Nothing. Even her lawyer stonewalled me, saying she didn't want any direct contact. I begged, I pleaded for counseling, for mediation, anything, but she refused. I fought the divorce for months. I couldn't accept that a decade together could just evaporate. Yes, I betrayed her. Yes, I failed. But doesn't everyone deserve a second chance? Don't people stumble and rebuild all the time? Why were we different? The divorce finalized over a year ago. I can't even describe what it felt like, as if someone amputated a part of my soul. I spiraled. I drank. I barely ate. Sleep abandoned me. I existed, but I wasn't living. Hope became the only thing keeping me alive. The stupid hope that one day she would knock on the door and say she missed me too. Therapy helped. Somewhat. My therapist keeps telling me to move forward, meet new people, rebuild. But how do you rebuild when the only thing you want is the one person who's gone? Even the thought of intimacy with anyone else makes me sick. Then a few nights ago, something shattered whatever fragile healing I'd done. My friend Nick came over. We got drunk and I started, as always, talking about her. That's when he slipped. He said, "You should let her go, man. She's moved on. She's happy." That happy punched a hole through me. How would he know that? I pressed him. Harder than I should have. I cried, begged. Finally, he broke. He told me his wife, Sabrina, has been in contact with mine. She's been living in Norway. She got married there. She's 7 months pregnant. The world blurred. My heart physically hurt. 2 years I spent grieving, barely surviving. And all. This time she was building a new life across the world. I can't understand it. How could she so easily have the life we spent years trying to create? She never got pregnant with me. We tried. We suffered. And now, so easily, she has someone else's child. My mind torments me with possibilities. Did she meet him while we were still married? Was this some revenge fling that turned permanent? Is this marriage even real or just a visa arrangement to stay abroad? I don't know anything. And the lack of answers is killing me more than the truth ever could. I've thought about flying to Norway, tracking her down, demanding answers. But how? She erased herself from my world. No number, no address. Her social media accounts gone. Her family blocked me. She wanted to disappear, and she succeeded. The worst part? Even now, after everything, I still love her. Even knowing she's pregnant with another man's child, I would take her back. This feels like a nightmare I can't wake up from. Edit, and I've read most of the replies. Honestly, it's hard to swallow some of the cruelty in the comments. People forget there's a real person here, not just some villain from a story. I wasn't looking for validation. I know I did wrong. I live with that guilt every single day. I thought maybe sharing would help me feel less alone. A few comments. Showed kindness, and I'll hold on to those. You can't schedule grief. You can't turn off love like a switch. Healing happens when it happens. Some said she owes me nothing, and maybe they're right. That's a painful thing to accept. But knowing it logically doesn't make it easier emotionally. As for the infertility, we both got checked. Nothing was ever medically wrong. It was just one of those cruel things we couldn't explain. And now, here she is, pregnant, happy, gone, and here I am, broken, stuck, still reaching for a ghost. At some point I did wonder if infertility was the issue, either hers or mine. Statistically, infertility tends to stem from the woman, which may explain why that thought stayed with me longer than it should have. There were awful things said about me, things that implied I would ever physically harm my ex-wife. I never did. I never would. I am not violent. I am not a monster. I get that it's hard for anyone to feel sympathy for me. I know I made devastating choices. I know I shattered her. But it's unfair and ignorant to label me a monster or a narcissist. Some have even said I never truly loved her, that if I had, I wouldn't have betrayed her. But love isn't some concept you can kidnap and gatekeep. You aren't living inside my heart or my memories. You don't know what I feel. You can't tell me my love wasn't real. Not a single day has passed without regret. If that's not love, then tell me what is. People love to oversimplify. Humans are more complicated than most want to admit. The fact that I cheated doesn't erase everything else I felt for her. I called it a mistake because what else could it be? Accepting blame means accepting the ugly reality of what I did. Yet people twist that and say I'm trying to minimize it. That's not true. You've twisted everything. Maybe in my posts I sound self-centered, but it's only because I never had a chance to explain myself to her. Since then, I've been left trying to make sense of something that feels senseless. I lost everything. Instantly. I tried to open up here about my feelings, but it seems like a losing battle. I know the devastation I caused her. This was a woman who left everything behind, her country, her friends, her job. No one does that over a breakup unless they are drowning in grief. I know that. I feel the weight of what I did to her every day. It's killing me. I'm going to respond to a few comments and then disappear from Reddit for a while. I need to breathe. Commenter. Who did you cheat with? That's a crucial detail. OP. It was just a random woman at my gym. It meant absolutely nothing. It wasn't love. It wasn't even lust. It was sheer, stupid, blind self-destruction. Commenter. You don't sound sorry. You only admitted it because you got caught. It's been 2 years. Accept responsibility, move on, heal. You're only 35 to OP. I am sorry. I'm wrecked. I live with this every single day. Commenter. Maybe you still love her, but she doesn't love you anymore. OP. So love just evaporates overnight? Does it work like that? Sometimes it feels like I stayed more loyal to our bond than she did. She moved on, remarried, pregnant, as if I never existed. Meanwhile, I'm sitting here, crying into a glass of wine and typing into the void, still loving her. Commenter. If half the people on Reddit had your ex-wife's self-respect, the world would be a better place. OP. I don't blame her for walking away. She did what she had to do to survive what I did. But when I see people act like what I did is equivalent to serial cheating, getting someone else pregnant or having an affair with a family member, it stings. What I did was wrong. Absolutely. But can we please keep some sense of proportion? Update. 2 days later. The last couple of days have been strange. Numbness in waves and then sudden bursts of despair. First, a clarification. Why Norway? She always loved languages. She speaks 6 fluently. Norwegian fascinated her. She'd traveled there before. But she was also drawn to other cultures, so it wasn't obvious that she would move there. Now the messier part. This post ended up reaching people I know. Sabrina's sister, who lurks on Reddit, recognized my story and told Sabrina. Now Sabrina's furious at Nick for giving away information. Nick's furious at me for pressuring him to talk. And me? I'm furious at both of them for watching me crumble for 2 years and doing nothing to help. They valued their own peace more than my marriage. I'm done with them. About my ex, I've been thinking a lot. She can't have just vanished. I followed faint trails, fake Instagram accounts, old connections, nothing. Until I found a strange name linked to one of her relatives, an older woman from Norway. I dug deeper, found her Facebook, public profile, and there, buried among pictures of mountains, lakes, and gardens, were wedding photos, my ex, in a white dress, hugging a man I didn't recognize. The caption, once translated, congratulated the woman's son on his wedding and to her. The photos were dated about a year ago. She remarried. I felt sick. How did it happen so fast? She left in May 2022, and by February 2023 she was already in deep enough with someone else to meet his family. It shattered me all over again. For the record, for anyone who imagines she married some kind of Norwegian Chris Hemsworth, not even close. He's tall, pale, long-haired, a little chunky, looks more like a cartoon Viking than a Marvel superhero. I found his Facebook too. Not much there, just that he's an engineer like me. Different field, but still. She always loved heavy metal music, which he clearly does too. Maybe that's how they clicked. I keep wondering, was it really so easy for her? To rebuild? To replace me? I know, I'm the reason she left. I know I forfeited any right to complain. But that doesn't make it hurt any less. And the pregnancy, God, it destroys me to think about it. I'm not infertile, no matter what some commenters suggested. I've had all the tests. But knowing she's carrying someone else's child, it's an ache I can't put into words. No, I'm not flying to Norway. No, I'm not reaching out. She knows how to find me if she ever wants to. If by any miracle she sees this, I love you. Always. And if the guy she's with sees this, know this. The only reason you had a chance with her is because a fool halfway across the world broke her heart first. You didn't win. You picked up the pieces I shattered.